So I'm going to show you an easy way to paint tires, or paint rims actually, without taking the tires off. If you just spray them down, uh, if you're not going to do a professional job and just do a quick job to get a color on there, um, you're going to end up with something like this. And you can see you got a paint that's out of the rattle can, and it's gone over and actually onto the tire. And if you want it to, this one's not completely finished yet, but from a distance it looks a whole ton better. And if you want it to be a little closer to that, you don't even have to take the tire off. What you do is you got the tire here, and you need most of you will probably end up using a Q-tip, but I actually have a hypodermic needle here that I use for filling grease bearings and other various things. But put a little lacquer thinner in there, and I know you're thinking, hey, this will just eat through the tire and the rubber and ruin the tire right away, but actually it does not. It's going to mix with the paint, and it's going to dilute itself, and it's not really going to be as potent anymore. And right after you're done with this, you just wash the tire off really good, and it's perfectly fine. So take the hypodermic needle with the thinner in there, and carefully apply it where it needs it. We're just going to do this little section right there. We're just going to put a little layer of, see, as you can already see, just brushing the needle across it. It's already coming off. So we're just going to squirt it on there, let it rub itself in there. And then after that, you just let it sit for a moment. Now, if you go all the way around, that's long enough to let it sit. Then you just take a clean, this isn't clean anymore, but a clean section of the rag, or a Q-tip, or whatever you want to use, and just wipe it straight off. So, see how well that works. And that section is completely paint-free now. So we'll dip it back in here. Get some more paint thinner in there. Get the air bubbles out. And do another section. Just kind of let it spread over and kind of cover up the whole section. Let it sit for a minute so it can break into the paint. I mean, you could use a Q-tip too, but I have my needle that I use for a lot of different things, and it was already sitting out when I needed to do this. So we let that sit for a minute. Obviously, the longer you let it sit, the more it's going to react, and the more easily the paint's going to come off. But, even after a few seconds, just wipe it, and most of that's already gone. So you just repeat this process until you get as much paint off as you want off. If you want all of it off, great, keep doing this till it all comes off. If you just want enough off to where it looks halfway decent, do it till then. But this is basically how to paint a tire still on the rim. And obviously, you don't want this stuff eating into the rubber at all. So make sure to give it a good washing after you put this on the tire.